So we've spoken a lot about the 2026 RAV4, but there's still one more thing that I have yet to see anyone talk about. So today we're going to talk about the 12.3-inch infotainment display because there's some hidden screens in there that I know you don't know about. So stay tuned. We're going to learn some things about your 2026 RAV4 that nobody else knows about or talks about, and you're going to learn something new. I guarantee it. So today we're inside the 2026 RAV4 XSE plug-in. You have your standard 12.3-inch digital cluster, and you have a standard 12.9-inch infotainment display. Today we're going to focus on the 12.3-inch digital cluster. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to learn about the navigation of this screen here. So as you go up and down here, that's going to change the information that you see on this side here. So as you go up and down, you're going to see different pieces of information. So I can either select or deselect those. What we're going to do is we're going to press this OK button here. This screen is going to change, and we're going to go down from vehicle settings to settings. We're going to hold the OK button, and that's going to take us to this screen here. We're going to go all the way down until you see displayed information. So on this screen right here, I can deselect. So I'm going to deselect some of those items here, and I'm going to add selections. Okay, all these right here you can add. Okay, anything with tire pressure to your four-wheel drive, and then I'll show you how it looks if you take all those out. Okay, so everything is deselected. Now I'm going to go all the way back out with this button here. So you don't have much to choose from now, right? That's because I've deselected those items. But if I want to go back in and add those, I'm going to go to settings, press OK and hold it, go to settings, hold it, go down to displayed items. So if I want to know all about my fuel economy, I want to basically show you the display there. So I want to show me my total average. Okay, so I like the total average, but you can change it between trip average and tank average. So we're going to go back out. We're going to go to Eco Score, because if you've been following my channel, then you know the Eco Score helps you get that better fuel economy, whether or not you're driving a hybrid or a PHEV. That's based on the way that you accelerate from standstill, your acceleration while you drive, and your braking. The better you do those, the higher this number right here is going to be, okay? So just know that that's based on your driving habits. So I'm going to turn on my display for Eco Score. I'll also turn on my Eco Guide. Okay, don't really care about that. I can do my navigation. Okay, so my audio, I like that. Let's turn on my driver information, and I also use it for business purposes. So I want to know, I want to know the miles that I'm traveling between me and the jobs that I'm on. Okay, so I can use trip A. I don't have to turn on trip B if I want, but if you want that, you can turn that on as well. Your energy monitor. So that's important because right here, your EV mode in your HEVs, your EV mode is only available if you have sufficient charge on the battery. In your PHEV, that's only available if you have sufficient charge on the battery as well. But this is the bigger battery that allows you to actually use your EV mode, okay? This goes up to higher speeds. The difference between your HEV and the PHEV is the EV in the HEV goes up to about 25 miles per hour. Anything beyond that is beyond the capability of the battery. So therefore, it's going to disengage if you go above that. On the PHEV, you can go all the way up to highway speeds, up to 80 miles per hour before the engine kicks in. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it will go up to 80 before the engine kicks in. So that's your EV if you have a PHEV. So that's what those are right in here, okay? So right in here, so I want to know my tire pressure. That's important. So the four-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive, it says four-wheel drive, but it's all-wheel drive. With this model here, it is a on-demand. That basically means it engages when you first accelerate. But after the first few feet, you're actually driving a front-wheel drive vehicle, okay? It's going to default to a front-wheel drive, and if it slips and you need the extra traction, then it's going to transfer 50% to the back, but that's the only time you'll see that. So we don't need to see trailer mode BSM. I don't think we need to see that. So that's it for that. So let's go back out. So we're going to use this go back button here. I'm going to go all the way back out, and we should see that information that we selected, okay? So there's your tire pressure. There's your energy monitor. Okay, that's your trip A. Okay, that's your drive info. Your audio is off. That's your compass. Okay, then we're back to the Eco Score. Okay, so that's your Eco Score. So guys, those are features that I know you didn't know about that were selectable right in your 12.3-inch display. On the previous generation, those are default, and you can take some of those out, or either you can swing farther left. If you recall, you had a dual cluster here in the previous generation. if you had a 12.3 inch digital cluster. 12.3 is standard on the 2026 model, but in the previous generation, the 2025 all the way back down to the 19, you could swing it left and right, and you can select this information here. But this is how you get that information on the 2026 model. You go back down to your settings. So let's repeat that for you so you can see. Or if you need to pause it and go back. So you're going to press OK. You're going to go down to the settings, hold it, go all the way down to displayed information right there. And that's where you're going to find your options. So rather than swinging from left or right on the digital cluster in the previous generation, you're going to find it here. Then once you go back out, all the way back out, you should be able to scroll up or either down using the arrows here to get the information that you selected, okay? So if you want to know your energy monitor, so you'll be able to use your EV mode right here if you're in a PHEV or the HEV, so it works on both. So you can change your charging events. So you can change it from here or either here. So we're going to go to setup later. So let's show you right here. So you can go right in here. So you can change your charging schedule. So you can create it here. Or like I said, you can create it here. So you can start. So your start time, if you want to start your charging when the peak hours drop, you can charge it there, okay? If we want to go back out, we want to start it and stop it at a certain time, we can do that. Now, once you do that, then basically you hit OK and it should add that event. So nobody bothered to look into the screen here because nobody told you about it. Okay, your limit, you can go to full, you can go to 90%, 80%, you can go all the way down to 50. So those are just a few of the hidden screens inside your 12.3 inch digital cluster. Some of those are only relevant to the PHEV. Some are relevant to all the RAV4s for 2026. Whether or not you have a base model all the way up to the limited model, those screens are relevant that you're going to find in your 12.3 inch digital cluster. If you find the information helpful, make sure you pass this along. But guys, thanks for hanging out and learning about a few things in your 12.3 inch digital cluster in the 2026 RAV4 that I know that nobody knows about, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You can find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads right here on Your Drives. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.